Chapter 1, The Star's Call, The Beginning of Fate. Night fell, stars shimmering in the sky, as smoke from cooking fires filled the tranquil mountain village. Lin Chen carried a bundle of firewood, walking along the path home, his brow furrowed with exhaustion. As an ordinary boy from the mountain village, he was accustomed to the monotony of daily labor and a life of simplicity. Lin Chen, hurry horn. I heard there've been demon beasts in the forest lately, called a village ant, her tone filled with concern. Lin Chen smiled and nodded, quickening his pace, but stopped abruptly as he neared the village entrance. The air was thick with the stench of blood, and black smoke billowed into the sky. What's going on? Lin Chen's face turned pale. Dropping the firewood, he sprinted toward the village. The scene that greeted him was utter devastation. Dozens of homes engulfed in flames, the ground stained with blood. Several wolf-like demon beasts feasted on corpses, the sight too gruesome to bear. Beasts! Lin Chen gritted his teeth, grabbing a hoe and charging at the creatures. However, as a mere mortal, his strength was no match for the demon beasts. Within a few moves, he was struck down, blood spurting from his mouth. At that moment, a radiant light burst forth from his chest. Ancient star-shaped Mark emerged, like a star descending to the mortal world. Lin Chen's eyes glimmered with starlight as his aura transformed completely. What is this power? Lin Chen stared at his hands in shock. Midline horizontal ellipsis. Midline horizontal ellipsis. The star-shaped Mark transformed into a radiant barrier, consuming the demon beasts entirely. Meanwhile, a white-robed man watched from afar, murmuring softly, "At last, the last heir of the Starry Tao has been found." Chapter 2, Father's Secret. Lin Chen stood in the ruins, his heart heavy. The Star Mark that had just awakened granted him great power, but the devastation before him left him unsettled. "Starry Tao," he muttered, filled with questions. The words of the white-robed man echoed in his mind, "You are the heir to the Starry Tao." At that moment, the white-robed man reappeared, his gaze sharp and profound. "Your father, Lin Tianyue, was a genius of the Starry Tao," he said, his tone calm yet carrying immense weight. Lin Chen's heart skipped a beat. "Father was a cultivator of the Starry Tao?" The white-robed man nodded. "He was one of the heirs of the Starry Tao. The star mark you bear is the power he left behind." A hint of pain flashed in Lin Chen's eyes. "He's been missing for so long. Why did he leave?" The white-robed man fell silent for a moment, his voice growing somber. "Your father faced a heavenly tribulation. To protect you, he fused his life force with the power of the Starry Tao and ultimately vanished from this world." Lin Chen was stunned, his mind filled with mixed emotions. His father's disappearance was not only a mystery but also a tremendous sacrifice. "What should I do now?" he asked, his eyes gleaming with determination. The white-robed man nodded slightly. "Continue your father's unfinished journey. Walk the path of the Starry Tao." Lin Chen took a deep breath, his gaze becoming resolute. "I will find my father and forge my own path in cultivation." Chapter 3, Embarking on the Path of Cultivation. Lin Chen and the white-robed man arrived at the Heavenly Machine Pavilion, a sacred place in the cultivation world. It was the dream destination of countless cultivators, and Lin Chen was about to experience the basic rules of cultivation for the first time. The white-robed man guided Lin Chen through the Heavenly Machine Pavilion, explaining the basics of cultivation. Lin Chen felt an unprecedented force but also a sense of his own helplessness. The white-robed man pointed to the flowing water in the pond and said, "Cultivation is like this water, seemingly calm, yet filled with endless power. You must learn how to guide this power." Lin Chen attempted to channel the spiritual energy within him, but he felt a strong shock and discomfort, failing to guide it properly. "The path of cultivation is tough, but only with patience and perseverance can one break through their limits," the white-robed man said. After several days, Lin Chen began to sense the flow of spiritual energy, and his cultivation made gradual progress. "The power of the Star Mark is your greatest advantage, but the essence of cultivation is mastering the power of the heavens and earth," the white-robed man reminded him. Lin Chen understood that cultivation had only just begun, and the future was still full of challenges. Chapter 4, The Trial of the Heavenly Machine Pavilion. Lin Chen stood at the center of the trial ground in the Heavenly Machine Pavilion, surrounded by observing cultivators. The white-robed man smiled at him, signaling him to begin. Lin Chen took a deep breath, silently reciting the incantation, and his internal spiritual energy began to circulate. As the spiritual energy flowed, Lin Chen felt an unprecedented power surge within him. He guided this power to his hands, and faint light emanated from his palms. He pressed his palms together and softly chanted, "Technique of the heavenly machine, shatter the void." As his words fell, the light between his hands suddenly intensified, forming a beam that shot toward the stone wall ahead. The stone wall was struck, emitting a rumbling sound, and a deep crack appeared. The surrounding cultivators marveled, and the white-robed man also showed an approving expression. "Not bad, Lin Chen. Your talent exceeds my expectations." The white-robed man stepped forward and patted Lin Chen's shoulder. "You have passed the trial of the Heavenly Machine Pavilion and officially become my disciple." Lin Chen nodded gratefully, filled with anticipation for the future. He knew that this was just the beginning of his cultivation journey, and more challenges awaited him ahead. From then on, Lin Chen embarked on his cultivation path, stepping onto the road to becoming a powerful cultivator. He would continue to strive, break through himself, and face the various trials that lay ahead. Chapter 5, Entering the Cultivation World. Lin Chen officially entered the cultivation world after passing the trial of the Heavenly Machine Pavilion. Although his talent was recognized, he knew his cultivation journey had just begun. The Heavenly Machine Pavilion was not only a sacred place for cultivation but also a hub for knowledge in the cultivation world. Here, Lin Chen would learn about different sects and the true essence of cultivation. One day, Lin Chen followed the white-robed man into a grand hall filled with cultivation books. The white-robed man pointed to the shelves and said, "These books contain the basic methods of cultivation. You can learn from them." Lin Chen flipped through several books and found that they explained various sects' cultivation methods and the use of spiritual energy. He focused on a book titled The Path of Cultivation, which mentioned the three key aspects of cultivation: harmony between heaven and man, guiding spiritual energy, and breakthrough in mindset. The white-robed man said, "These are just the basics. True cultivation lies in realizing the mindset, learning to guide external forces into your body, achieving harmony between heaven and man." A few days later, Lin Chen exchanged knowledge with other cultivators, learning about different sects' practices. Some focused on alchemy, others on swordsmanship, and some specialized in formations. All cultivators had the same goal: to improve their cultivation. Lin Chen also learned that his father, Lin Tianyue, might have left clues in a mysterious forbidden area, one of the most dangerous places in the cultivation world. Lin Chen decided to rely on his strength to find his father. He understood that the path of cultivation was filled with challenges, but he was ready to face them. He was determined to become a powerful cultivator and uncover the truth behind his father's disappearance.